Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and today we're going to do a small build but an awesome build because all train builds are awesome. So let's get going with this donor tanker set. Okay, so what do you think we should make out of an octane chrome tanker truck? Other than an octane chrome tanker wagon, of course, for our trains. This is an absolutely amazing set, even though it's a juniors one and looks a bit clunky on first look. I first became aware of it, set 4654, by the way, from 2003, with a colossal 42 pieces. I first became aware of it when I was just looking through the Bricklink catalogue and noticed this alternate yellow cab with the octane sort of branding on that. I thought I could get one of for my yellow Hornet cargo train, the one 7939 from 2010. And I just thought that would be an interesting variation to make my locomotive a little bit different from everyone else's. And then I could be on the lookout for a second cab for, well, the other end. But then when I saw what set it came from, wow, I became absolutely transfixed by this beautiful looking chrome tanker. And wow, isn't that great? And it's just as great in real life. How eye-catching is that? So I immediately made it known that I was going to put some of these pieces on my wanted list in the vain hope that I'll be able to get a pair, because there aren't many of them around. And I just wanted two, really. Ideally the one with octane written on it, because it's got octane on both sides of the same piece. And that's just have a pair of chrome tanks, kind of just anywhere really in my city, maybe just down by the docks to top up the sort of dock vehicles or something like that when they need a refill. But I was very generously donated this entire set by my wonderful subscriber Jan in Brickhall 186, which was just an absolutely amazingly generous gift, because now I have the full 6 tank pieces to do something really special with. So that's what we're going to do today. And it's an extra bonus because there's quite a few interesting pieces on this set. We've got the sort of hose piece that's on an interesting connector there. We've got a lot of these kind of, well, I think of them as kind of air conditioning units you could bolt on the side of a wall of a skyscraper, or maybe some sort of filtration unit that could go on an undersea base, because it is in yellow, so I think that would be really good. And I'm quite a fan of this kind of empty sort of space on the front of this bonnet used the wrong way around, or hood if you're American. Yeah, so that's a very interesting piece as well. And then of course we've got the second cab now also for the Hornet train, so I'm going to try that as well later. So yeah, an absolutely amazingly generous and useful gift. So let's get on with turning this tanker truck into a tanker wagon. Yes. Good. Well, I had assumed that after 20 or more years of existence that a tank like this, coming from a junior set, would be bashed to bits or chewed to bits and would have all of the chrome kind of falling off all of the surfaces. But apart from some real sort of minor damage around these edges, which is really inconsequential, they're absolutely perfect. So I'm really happy with those indeed. It's a pity we can't use this base because it's got some really interesting detail on the side, but with that sort of pivot point and so on, and it being a bit massive for minifigure scale, I'm not sure we can. Anyway, we've got these 3 tanks to form the basis of our wagon, and we could almost just stop there, but I was thinking, well, normal big fuel tanks have kind of a big stripe down the middle. Now this one doesn't need it because it's already got the branding and obviously the chrome colour, but I thought I'd try it anyway and see if it made it even better. So that's what I'm going to do. At the same time, I'm actually going to strengthen this so when it's going around the track, it can take all of the strains of such a long vehicle, because we have got absolutely crazy number of wagons on our cargo train and trains. And in the new city, I'm going to be having them all as one train again, and it'll be even more silly. So yeah, let's give this as much strength as we can when we're building it. So I think the addition of a stripe level will actually give that more strength as well, of course, because it'll be binding these bigger pieces together. Right. So we've got a top section and a bottom section, and here is a stripe that I made earlier, and I've just used random shaped pieces. It don't have to be these ones, of course, it's just the ones that I had to hand in quantity. with no alternate use. So we obviously need our stripes to be green and red for the Octan branding, and there they are. And we'll put on the top and see if it's an improvement. Well, I think that is no contest. I think that is a massive improvement because it really brings out the branding. We've got the red and the green and then the red and the green. It just looks like somebody's painted this stripe onto the chrome, if you ask me. Oh yes, that's really good. And it also brightens up the ends, which are the yellow, which is a bit odd, but unavoidable in this case. But yes, that is really nice. It kind of ties the whole thing together and gives it a little bit more height as well. So I'm a great big fan of that, but do tell me if you disagree in the comments section. Yep, I like that a lot. Great. So then I was thinking about what sort of base to put this on, because I could put it on another base like we had here. Or a sort of 6-wide flat plate setup. But I thought, well, there's absolutely no point really, because in here we've actually got the holes that would allow bogies to be attached directly to the tank. And then it becomes kind of like a Schnabel wagon, like the torpedo one I did, where there is actually no structure in between, or rather the load is the structure. So I was thinking I could just get 2 normal bogies made in a normal way with a couple of train wheels, 6 long plate, 2 by 1 plate at the back and a bogey plate, just to give it 2 pivot points on here, because I think we are going to need to have bogies, because this is far too long to have fixed wheels. If it had fixed wheels, it really wouldn't be able to go around a corner because, well, they're too far apart. So we can have bogey 1 on one end and bogey 2 on the other end, and already we're halfway there. Now, for my taste, I don't particularly like the yellow on the bogey plates. We've already got yellow here, but it's kind of too much, and it kind of looks weird when it's peeking out there and it's reflected. So in my collection, just from some older trains, I've actually got some black bogey plates. These came in older trains and are a lot harder and more expensive to get now, but I got some included on my Cargo Train Deluxe, which is a green one, called the Hulk in my city, from 2006. That's 7898. So I thought I would cannibalise the black ones from that and give it yellow ones. And you can't really tell there that it's got yellow ones, but the black ones here look, oh yes, a lot better. So there we are. We've finished. No, we haven't finished. We've got to do some stuff on the underside. I never know what it does. I guess on this one, it lets in and out the fuel. I'm not entirely sure, but so I'm going to do this sort of setup with an inverted slope piece with a gap in the middle. And my first idea was just to add a 4-long Technic brick in like that, so that could kind of fit on there. And I've deliberately done it long enough so it kind of add a little bit more strength to the structure. I'm not going to push that down too hard because I'll have to get it off again in the middle when I show you my second option, but like that. And then I could use a couple of these pieces from the donor set and bring out even more yellow colour and see how that looks on each side. And I thought, no, I don't like that. It's a good use of a piece and it's a good hark back to that original set, but no, I just don't like it. And I had another idea where you can actually stick them on the ends here, where they'll probably interfere. And I'm not sure I like that either. No, so I think we'll be using that in plan A, which was around a undersea base or something like that. So there we go. So I'm back to putting some normal sort of conventional pieces on here, and I decided to go for some sort of conventional controls and pipe work and so on. And what I've done is put in a very subtle, that no one will ever notice it, but I will, kind of red and green accent colour here, where I've used 2 headlight bricks, one red and one green next to each other, and you'll only see that tiny sliver on the bottom there, then a 1x1, a 1x1 with a stud on the side for one of these kind of steering wheel pieces on each side, and then that can make up the underside of our tanker, giving it that additional strength by bridging that gap and looking, yes, much more classic. I like that, and not too bright, not to detract away from our lovely shiny chrome. So that looks great, but even better, I thought I'd add a caution sort of flammable sign, and I've got 2 of those, fortunately. Those stickers were cannibalised off a 1x2x5 brick that came in the 60108 Fire Response Unit set from 2016, and I moved those onto some sign pieces Lovely. Using my patented hot tea technique. Yes, works every time. And I just thought if I put one of those on each side as well, then that would give even more detail and look even more special. Oh yes, I like that a great deal. So that is a really good addition. Fantastic. So the only thing that remains now is to put something on the top, because I kind of figured this looks too yellow as it is and too blank as well. I could just put the sort of steering wheel sort of tanker tops on, but I think we can do a little bit better than that. So I've got a pile of bricks and plates, and I thought I could have a couple of sort of vents going across there, giving it some strength, some tiles around it outside in light bluish grey. Because we've got enough sort of yellow visible on the ends, quite frankly. I think it's a bit over yellow, if you ask me. But each to their own taste, I suppose. You don't have to put all this sort of stuff on the top. But I think it will look a bit smarter and a bit smoother, a bit more streamlined, if you ask me. So many to do. And even more strength, of course, with these long tiles bridging the gaps. So there we go. Kind of enclosed now, and that looks quite sophisticated without that yellow. Still got the yellow on the ends, but yeah, very classic. And then onto the jumper plates, I can put the 3 steering wheels that came with the original set. And there we go. I think that is pretty much it. Now, I could fill up some of those holes on the end with some kind of Technic half pins if I wanted, and if I do them in grey or something like that, it might look like that's how you I don't know, siphon off bad gases or something like that. I don't know if that gives it a little bit more detail or not. I probably had to say 3 along the top on each side, but then I think it is ready for unveiling in the city and adding to one of our ridiculously long cargo trains. And while we're there, we'll add the second octane cab onto the locomotive and see how that looks, and you'll have to let me know if you like that in the comment section. But yes, this will be reflecting all of the city goodness from all sorts of angles and looking absolutely great. Have I done a face reveal? Well, you tell me. Oh, look at that. Very shiny, very amazing. I really like it. I even like the splash of yellow on the ends now. Yeah. Wow, it's just too shiny, too much chrome. But before we get this train going, I just wanted your opinion on the now double-ended octane cabbed Hornet locomotive there. You don't really see kind of branding on locomotives usually, so I'm not sure if I even like it. But yeah, so that would have been all of that effort wasted, but at least it gave us the creation is our chrome tankers. So yeah, I kind of like it because it's different, but I'm not wedded to it. So let me know what you think about that one. But this is the real star of today, and it looks absolutely amazing, I think. So we need to see this going around. But before I do that, actually, I'm just going to give Jan a bedoing for essentially sending me a brilliant suggestion for this build by sending me that set. We did mention it on the whole video, but I believe that he took the initiative to make it a reality. So that is your bedoing, Jan. Thank you very much. Looking great. Right, here is my remote. So let's get the triple header of this train going around. And there it goes. Followed by the old octane tanker with its boring old white colouring, which is a little bit shorter as well, actually. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Whoop. Kind of lost it for a second there. Wow, reflecting all of the goodness around the city. Oh wow, that bit looked amazing, didn't it, when it was reflecting the street? That was cool. Let's see it reflecting this bridge. Oh yeah, and there was probably me. Looking great. Me, that is, not the city. Yeah. Cool, into the tunnels. Right, I'm going to get ready for it appearing here again. Must be coming soon, soon. There it is. Wow, really like that. That looks cool. Let's get the second cargo train going while we're doing it. That'd be nice to have both of these cargo trains joined together and make it a 5-header. going around the new city of Brick Nottingham 2.0. I was kind of waiting for the other one to come around the corner, but it's a bit far off. There we go. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but it definitely wouldn't be possible in this city, I don't think, just because, well, it'll probably go further than the entire loop of the track. But that looks absolutely amazing there. Very good indeed. Clearly need to fix the cement truck, which isn't spinning again. I think it might just need a bit of plastic lubrication or something like that, or maybe realigning. But yeah, that looks great, doesn't it? That new tanker wagon looks absolutely fantastic. Oh wow, like a mirror. Unbelievable. Very nice indeed. Love, love, love. Thanks, Jan. You definitely deserve your bedoing. That looks really fantastic and is now one of my favourites. Very simple build, but a really good one. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO builds. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, we'll be doing another update on the new LEGO room in the garage conversion that will be Brick Nottingham 2.0. And I've got some good progress there to show you. And we can do our paint test as well. Then a haul next Wednesday on the sister channel, and then back for another build if I have time with all of the building noise going on. Who knows? But until all of that, see you! So cool. So shiny.